you. I will finish this race, not alone, by myself, but with you. Though tough times come out my way, we will rise and we conquer new ground. We will stand up and rise together. We will march into victory. Hold my hand and we say we know IQI, it's for you as it has been for me. Everyone shine, everyone shine. All of us is for a reason, for a freedom we shine. We will stand up and rise together. We will march into victory. Hold my hand and we say we know IQI is for you as it has been for me. We will stand up and rise together. We will march into victory. Hold my hand and we say we know IQI is for you as it has been for me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our international prop chat. Now, today we are very lucky to have our colleague from IQI Canada, Ray Teo, which is our VP of Investment, to join us today. And let us welcome Ray. Hi Ray.
Hi, Danny. Hi, everyone.
Hi Ray,
So-
how are you doing?
Good, very good. Now the weather is turning a little bit cold. However, it's very nice. October, they call it autumn or fall. So our leaves are turning a little bit colorful. So, but of course, with the leaves turning colorful, and it's a sign of showing that it's getting a little bit chilly. So actually, it's not bad. 16 to 20 degrees. I'm talking about Celsius, right? So
Yeah.
it's still very comfy. I still go golfing, so with a little bit more clothing than usual. However, it's very comfy.
Yeah,
Nice seeing you, Danny.
yeah, it must be quite a beautiful scene, to see the maple trees
Oh yes,
around.
yes. So wait till another week or so. All the colors will come in. Now we still see a lot of green, and then a lot of a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of red. So when it turn end of the month of October, this is the best time to visit Canada. If you
Yes.
guys haven't been here, Canada in October is a very good time. It's not too cold. It's very comfy, just like Genting. Yeah, when you go up to Genting Highland, or Cameron Highland in the morning, is about 16 to 20 degrees, right? Or maybe
Yes.
that's how we used to go up north. So I'm in Toronto area, so we go up north is about another hour or 2 hours away. We can see all these leaves and countryside.
Usually, when does it start snowing?
Normally it will be beginning of November or in the middle of November. Sometimes when the weather gets a little bit cool, might wait till December.
I
Yes.
see. That's very nice. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Ray. And of course,
Yes.
being a veteran in real estate, I know you are the right person to talk about investing in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'll give whatever information. Like I also do my live talk on in Canada weekly. So if anyone wants to see more of me, you can go tune in. Look for Ray Teo IQI. You can never miss it. So
Yes.
yeah,
There's
there are
a lot
lots
of
of
very information. Sorry. There's a lot
yes.
of informative session from the Canadian team over there.
Yes, we try to provide us because you know why this is a multicultural country, lots
Mhm.
of new immigrants coming in, and I've been here for almost 40 years. So to be exact is like 42 years.
Mhm.
So, but again, it's a very good country. I came here to go to university. I graduated and I got a job. I stay, and most of my friends went back home, and now they wanted to
Ah,
come back. So they regret it, but however, there's always good and bad in every country, right?
yes,
So
yes.
when I was younger, I figure, oh my God, I came here at the age of 19. I never have a chance to move back, and I moved back to Malaysia for 2 years, 2005 to 2007. So, and I was there uh, with real estate firm. I was helping a friend. It's called, I think,
Mhm.
Kim Realty is still there. Yeah, before IQI started. And I have some friends who work at Refill and blah blah blah, and it was okay. So I know a little bit of Malaysian real estate and how they sell all the. And I was a trainer. I was training the Malaysian rent and teach them how to get exclusive listing, how to go get real estate information because most people do not know how to do it
Mhm.
the proper way. And in Canada, we are all licensed agent.
Yes.
Okay, so we do not have those rent uh, as this thing in Canada. So
Mhm.
people who wants to trade in real estate, they have to get their license and they are bonded with Canadian Real Estate Association.
All right.
So
So right now, the how's the market doing in Canada right now?
okay, Canadian market now we are at a halt. So we are actually stopping in a few uh, major city. If you're talking about Greater Toronto area, so certain
Yes.
area they drop to about 20 to 25%. And some
Mhm.
area they stay stagnant. We still have about like 14 offers on the properties. All depends on where the concentration of the Chinese market. A lot of Chinese here. You wouldn't believe it. In Greater Toronto area, we have so many influx of new immigrants from China,
Mhm.
immigration from Hong Kong, because now Hong Kong, we are open to Hong Kong. Anybody from Hong Kong, they
Oh.
can come here and they can apply for permanent resident because of
Mhm.
whatever happened, they take over from China. And they are very nice. Canadian government open to Hong Kong resident who wants to come here, and of course they
Mhm.
are open to go to England too, right? But again,
Yes.
it's different scenario. A lot of people that moved to Hong Kong, they were here before and then they came back. So now we have a lot of new, what do you call that, Hong Kong people. They're actually returning back. And some of them are not PR, but they are eligible to apply for PR
Okay.
because of their special situation over there.
So
So
it's
the,
it's
the
safe to say
market is
that
still
there's
okay.
okay. So it's safe to say that, despite how our world turns right now, we got war in Ukraine, this and that, and
Hmm.
China is closing up, they're stopping money going out, but
Yes.
still Canada is standing in a strong position where people is still going in.
Yes, that's the most important thing is like when you are at the GTA, Greater Toronto
Yes.
area, so it comprises of a few municipal areas and then make it a Greater Toronto area. So this GTA, we put it in the short form, has
Mhm.
about like, we're talking about 7 million now, all right? Just this area with 7 million people. And Chinese occupy about 2 million, right?
Wow.
And then the Indian came in as well within the last 5 to 10 years. A lot of
Mm.
Indian immigrants from India, Pakistan, they all come in. So now they supersede our population of Chinese. So now
Oh,
they are about 2 point something, 2.3 more than what Chinese is. So Chinese,
wow.
like uh what I'm talking about is a yellow skin, right? So usually people from China, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Chinese, we're
Yes.
still under South Asian. So we are a special category. We are
Mhm.
under the South Asian category, not the Asian category. So
Yes.
when we apply for a certain thing, so if you are looking for to become a police officer, to work for the government, we are under the minority category. So when you put it
Oh,
into the government job, they will give you first priority.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. That's very nice. So
yeah,
basically, immigrants can be police and government servants over there.
yes, yes. They open. So if you are open, they want a multicultural. So let's
Mm.
say before, like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you want to become a policeman. If you are Chinese, you are short, but you speak a few Chinese languages, you don't have to be the height or big boy or something. As long as
Yeah.
you fit the physical fitness requirement and your education, you go to police academy to go to school, you can become a police. But
Mhm.
today, because of so many Chinese coming in now, then they pick. But again, they still need to have the proportion, a minority come first, because some white people, they are thinking like, the Canadian, the white, the Italian, usually they become police officer, they work as the thing. But now Canada is different. So
Mhm.
we have this multicultural and they try to treat everybody fairly. So now we have Indian people from Pakistan or Singh, they come, all right, and they can also, a lot of them become a police officer too, because they need those people to become part of the government servant. So
Ah.
Canada is very, very open, and then the it's like, not we Chinese or yellow skin got discriminated upon, but
Mhm.
some of the white people, they got discriminated because they already have so many white police officer. Now they need Indian police officer, they need Malaysian or Indonesian police officer, and they need also like people from China. So they have all this grouping. So Canada is a good country in a way that you get a mix of everything. But again, you don't have to speak English when you come here if you don't know how to, because a lot of what you call that? A lot of students who was
Mhm.
here, or those workers, permit workers, people come here with a work permit. See, Canada is good. It's like you come here, you go to school, you
Yes.
graduate, you have 2 years working permit, you can work for a company. Then if the company likes you or your job is good, then you apply for PR. So you can
Mhm.
apply for PR-ship. If a company hires you, you stay. So that's why Canada is using people, educated people who comes here to go to school, pay foreign fee. Then after 2 years, they let you work and get the experience, and you have a choice. If you want to stay here, you apply for PR-ship. If you don't want
Mhm.
to stay here, you go home. Bye bye. It's fine. But they like to keep people with education who already know the system. You see, you've been here to go to school
Yes.
like 3 years. You know
All right.
Canada, so you know how people work. And then after that, you say, okay, we let you work for 2 years. So you have 5 years. And you know, oh, when you work, you have to pay taxes. Oh,
Yes.
you have to work how the working ethic in Canada. You go 9 to 5, finish work, you go home, blah, blah, blah. This is the Canadian working life experience. So, okay, beside the point, I better get back to the
No,
investment
no.
point. So, but this
Yes.
is how it is, right? And today, I'd like to talk about there are few factors, right, for
Mhm.
first thing is like, to invest in Canada, I would say that, some incorporation. If you know any company that are doing so well in Malaysia or in Indonesia or Philippines, it doesn't matter. You can duplicate whatever you have in Malaysia. Let's say you sell roti canai. Hey,
Okay.
in Malaysia, wow, you make, you manufacture everything. And then you find there's a market here. Actually, roti canai here is selling a lot. The
High
roti.
profit, right?
Yeah, it's the roti, and then they are all frozen. And then we're
Ah,
paying so much for it compared to Malaysia. However, it's like I'm just giving a very
yes.
small example. So any kind of a business like incorporation, let's say they have an incorporated company just to make roti canai, to make overseas. So and then you can bring the same structure to come here, open the factory, hire the local people here,
Mhm.
and use Canada as a subsidiary, like second factory overseas in Canada. So this is also another way of investment. So and incorporation, but however, you need people in Canada to own 25% of the share. So
Oh,
it's one
okay.
quarter of the share. So you can come here and open incorporation. Let's say, Danny, you say, okay,
Mhm.
I know someone who is doing a roti canai store now and making packaging every day for supply Pakistan, supply Indonesia. They send overseas, and then you say, oh yeah, you know what? We can do it in Canada, and we can supply to U.S., Mexico, anywhere like
Mm,
that. It's the same thing. So it's the same structure. You have already proven structure, and then you can bring it to Canada. The government will accept whatever that you have in existing, and it's very easy to set up. And then you just
nice.
open up your incorporation here, and then your money. You don't have to have funding. How much funding? You have a company here. You open incorporation with $1. That's it. You can start
Oh,
off,
okay.
and then you have a incorporation company name with $1, and then you can say, hey, I can get money from Malaysia, the head office, and then the head office will give me like $1 million or whatever to come here to fund this factory, right?
Mhm.
So with that, the Canadian government allow that because the money is coming from Malaysia, and but the money remain here, so that means the Canadian subsidiary factory is borrowing money from the parent company. So you
Yep.
can do that. And then, of course, the Malaysian company can charge, say, the $1 million that I borrow can charge interest on the dollar,
Mm,
so that
okay.
for business purposes, for
Yes.
paperwork. And where does the money come from? It's from the parent company, but the parent company can charge me interest,
Mhm.
so which is feasible, so is allowed, is legal. So and then you can operate here, you hire the people here, you send, you do the business. So for Malaysian people, you can get 10 people. Hey, a roti canai store, you get 10 people to invest, come here, take the money and put it in here. That's how people work from China. They're doing the same thing. The restaurant, they make packaging, everything. So
Yep.
this is how one of the structure that you can do investment in Canada.
Mhm. It's a very open market, and also they do accept the as a foreigner
Mm.
to come in. And I think what's the best part is that the duplication, as you mentioned just now, Ray. Like you just follow the flow, that existing flow that you have, and then the parent company, just open another one here.
Yes, it's just
That's
like a
actually
sub
very
brand.
interesting.
Yes, and also like for the capital and the loan, right? I just mentioned you can do that, and then taxation rates. So
Mhm.
when you have principal people here, 25% is Canadian,
Yep.
75% is for overseas, right? So let's say I'm part of the incorporation, right? I'm one of the uh, director or whatever. So I own 25% share. So I will be in charge, like how much taxes to pay and everything. You have to pay tax, right? Whatever you
Mm-hmm.
make. So this
Yes.
is just standard. So if let's say they don't find a Canadian here, then they
Mhm.
have to get the whole company here, and then but they pay different taxes.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is how it goes, right? Corporate
Mm-hmm.
taxation, it can go up to 26.5%. Usually it's about 26.5% if corporation tax higher because, it's a bigger company. So that's one part of it. And then the other part is like stability of law and regulation. So our law do not change overnight. Not like, oh shit, like in China, you say, oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
freeze all the cash. You cannot take money overseas. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. But Canada, over this 50 years or more, they do not control anything. As long as your paperwork is straightforward, everything is recorded, there's no change in stability in Canada. So Canada is a very stable country. They don't change the law overnight. They sometimes they cannot say, oh, because you make money, I'm gonna charge you instead of 26%, I'm gonna go up to 50%. They cannot do that,
Ah,
right? So
yeah.
that's why Canada is very stable for investment. So you can a lot of company from US they come up like McDonald, all those things. They are all U.S. company, right? Kentucky Fried
Yes.
Chicken, they all come in and then they start incorporation, Kentucky, Canada. So this is how they do it. And Canada will have a set law. If you make money, you pay taxes. If you don't make money, then fine. All right, your
Yeah.
paperwork needs to be done. So this is part of the incorporation on a bigger scale, right? So
Yes.
for incorporation businesses, this is a very good way to migrate to Canada, and you can become, let's say you are owner, you can send people to come here, and then they stay here. They can bring their family. The family, actually, the wife. Let's say you are the general manager for the factory that you're gonna open, right? You work
Mhm.
as a general manager, and then your wife will come, and the children will come. And your wife will come. They will be given a permit. If your wife is accountant, then CA or whatever, your wife will get a permit to look for a job, and your
Oh, okay.
children, yeah, your children will go to general school just like normal. There's no extra charges.
Mhm. So mainly speaking, that if your spouse is also a professional
Yes.
or they have a great career before they move to Canada, they
Yep.
can still continue their career path over here.
Yes. If she, unless there's a specific license, let's say she's a doctor
Mm.
in Malaysia, her license might not be recognized here. However,
Mhm.
she can upgrade to be recognized, to go to school to upgrade it, or she can look for another job and
Mhm.
she will be given the permit. So certain criteria that they have, like if you're a dentist, you cannot come here to become a dentist. You need a
Mhm.
specific license that is equivalent to Canadian standard.
Yeah, like they practice in Malaysia, then after that, when they went to Canada, they just go through the program.
Yes,
Then after
they
that,
have
they can just
to upgrade to be
yes.
qualified as a dentist in
Mhm.
Canada. So there are certain special licensing. But if you're an accountant, I think if you're CA, you'll be recognized when you come here. That is not so critical because if
Mhm.
you're a surgeon or anything, then they will say, oh, okay, if you come from London, England, you graduated from London, England, right? Then they
Yes.
come here, they will verify, okay, you're from London, England, is it equivalent to Canadian? Then you might do not have to sit for special exam.
Mhm. That's very good. Now we talk about the population, like just now, and also the getting a job after migrating here is good. Now,
Yeah.
what makes Canada such a good place for real estate investment?
Ah, that's very
Yes.
important too. And first, you have to get a good realtor, right? People who know
Yes.
about this area, you have to know the location. All depends. Location. When we first start in real estate, that's where most important that we all
Yes.
know. We need to find, okay, what are the amenities? You can go there and buy a land, say, hey, now it's empty. There's no development around the area. If you get an
Yes.
agent that doesn't know that area, they say, oh, hey, see, you can see with your eyes, there's nothing there. But within the next 2 to 5 years, you see, whoa, building all pop out,
Yes.
factory, everything. Then you are in trouble, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's very important that you have to see what are the amenities, the planning, and then you have to see the is there a view? You can say I want to put a condo up there or whatever. Buy a condo, you don't know what is beside you, and people, real estate agent who doesn't do those pre checkout or the scenic and everything, then you are in trouble. So this is what you're looking for, let's say, and also for long term or for mid.
Mhm.
Real estate is a long term investment.
Yes.
A lot of people say, I want to buy a farmland, but
Mhm.
you want to try to sell it within the next 2 to 5 years. It's impossible. You know why? Because
Mhm.
the planning didn't go through that. So an empty land that's worth like 20,000 per acre or 100,000 per acre, all depends where you are. If you go out in the boony like nobody, what? Then you say, oh my God! After waiting for 10 years, nothing happened. So it's actually, if you buy something cheap, not in the urban area, not near
Mhm.
the city, you're looking for future investment for your children. Maybe if you're 30 years old now, you're looking at for retirement another 35 years. All right.
Mhm.
So those are the things that you have to look for. And for long term, for short term, and then we have projects, right? That
Yes.
pre-construction projects. If you're looking for 5 years down the road, you can buy the condos and say, hey, they don't build now, but 2028 or 2027 they'll be completing. Now I'm paying the price now for the
Yes.
construction. Then 5 years down the road, it is worth more. This is how we do pre-construction in Canada. And
Mhm.
Canada, one thing is good is you're limited. The government guarantee it. Let's say you buy a condo from me, a pre-construction of a project. So we only require to put the maximum of 20%
Okay.
within the 2 years period. So the government will guarantee your 20% if the developer go bankrupt.
Okay. So
So you get
basically
your
your
money back.
risk, yeah, so basically your risk is only 20% out of the 100%.
Yeah,
But you will
you
still get the money back. So basically there's no risk.
no risk at all. The government guarantee it. Number one. Number
Uh-huh.
two is you do not pay any more because in Malaysia, I
Mhm.
realized that I think my brother bought a house or something. They didn't
Oh.
get the house, but they have to pay the mortgage.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
When I think when the developer went bankrupt, or or you cannot find the developer, your
Yeah.
loan is still ongoing until someone new and come to take over and refurbish the whole
Yeah,
thing.
but there's no loan. The building is not there. So that's
Yeah.
why in Malaysia, I cannot understand the concept. You didn't live
Mhm.
in there. You just say, oh, this is a pre-construction project.
Yes.
Every month, how come you're charging me interest? You
Yeah.
know?
When when the bank released the loan to the developers,
Yeah.
yeah, so you have to service it.
Yeah,
Even the
but
developer just went off.
the thing is, I still don't have the house. Why would I have to service?
Yeah, I
That's
know that
Canadian
that happens to
system.
my uncle too.
Yeah, Canadian
Mhm.
system is you give the developer maximum
Mhm.
20% down within the 2 years period. Let's say what we do is when you sign the contract
All right.
agreement, right?
Mhm.
Is you put in 5%
Mhm.
1 month.
Okay.
5%, let's say the property is 500,000. So 5% is 25,000,
Yes.
right? Then after 1 month or 3 months, now after 90 days, you give another 25,000, another 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 3 months from there, then you wait another 1 year, you give another 5%. So another 25,000. Then you wait 1 year, you give another 25,000. So within this 2 years period, you give your 20%, which is 100,000, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the progress of the project, because whether they are building or sitting there, you still have a chance to give the money out. So the developer will have to say, okay, you give me 5%. I have to start drawing plan, everything, show you. And then another 5% is like, oh, you guys start digging the ground, blah, blah, blah. That's how they do it, you know. So Canada is very secure. So this is how you're supposed to look at. And then what is the purpose? And then also you have to say the appraisal value of the property. If you're going to invest in Canada, you have to know, okay, first I need to know the location and what am I looking for? Is it for commercial? Is it for my own stay, or is it just for a building for investment, just to rent it out? Maybe 5 years from now I might migrate there. You can buy, you don't have to be a PR to buy properties here, but you have to pay a special. They just started about 2 years ago for foreigner to buy. However, if you migrate within the 2 years, you get your 20% tax back. You have
Okay.
to pay non-resident tax. Now they just started 3 years ago.
Yeah. Usually, how
However,
much is the non-residential tax? Non-residence tax?
20%. 20%.
20%.
Yeah. Let's say you
okay.
buy the property for 1 million, you have to
Mhm.
pay 1.2 million.
Okay. But it's refundable after you get your Maple card.
Yeah, if you within 2.5 years, I think 2 to 3 years. Yeah, if you don't get it, that's it. Your money is gone. The
Oh, okay.
government take it. Okay, so this is like how. What is the most important is, like, you have to know whether the land. Let's say you want to buy a commercial property. I want to build a factory or something, right? So you say, okay, I want to buy industrial land. Or you want to do a farmland. You say, I'm putting there for future value. I don't come to Canada. I want to buy something there just to sit there. And then 10 years down the road, I might expand to Canada. So that is what the main purpose. And of course, you have to know what is the, how much is worth. There are a few ways of doing it, right? There's sales comparison. At that day, that stage, that month, you know how much is worth, or you can do cost approach. So when you talk to the appraiser or valuer, I think Malaysia you call it the valuer.
Yeah,
So
valuer.
yeah, is it? So we call it the appraisal. So, however, they will look at there are few approach, like cost approach, how much to build the same thing with land cost and building costs, material costs, and everything. And there's another approach is called income approach. That means if you have a rental apartment, so you say, okay, what is my income? How much can I generate per unit? This is like all more into the commercial investment. So yeah, these few approaches. Then you have to see, like, if I say, hey, I want to retire in Canada, I want to buy a condo apartment for rent. There are 20 units there. So I buy this 20 units, I go to Canada, I just collect rent.
Yeah.
Right? So, but again, you say, oh, you don't want to overpay what is worth today. So you don't have to be in Canada, but you hire a management company to manage for you. So it's the same thing. We do management. IQI can do the management as well. So if you are looking people that wants to come and buy a hotel or buy apartments, we have them. So this is basically you have to know also investment purpose and investment horizon. Like like I just mentioned, investment horizon is like when do you need it, right?
Yes.
And then your investment purpose, what do you want? What is your purpose for own use, for development, or for future use? All right, or you want to lease it out later. Some people like to buy those, plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plaza.
yeah, plaza, and then they have about 10 units or 8 units, and then you can go into my computer. The hold on, Sorry, Danny.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, I just plugged in. The battery is running low. So this is what basically you have to know. What
Mhm.
is the purpose? And the next thing is you gotta know what is the expected cash flow. Do you expect to make money, or do you have enough money, or are you going to say how much profit? Like if you make a roti canai outlet out here just to supply, and then you have to know, like, how much money do I need to invest, put in Canada. Or same thing, if you can say I'm going to buy a apartment building, right? So how much do I want to get from the rental income? But we give
Mhm.
you a current rental income in Canada. Now Canada, the rental income is 0%. So people cannot afford to buy a house, they rent.
Mhm.
Because the housing gone up so high, but it
Yep.
was a good investment. Every year it goes up, except this year. The interest went up. Uh, Actually, Canadian interest is only 4 point something percent. What is the percentage now in Malaysia for 5 years?
3.5 to 4% for
Oh, that's low.
mortgage.
Mortgage, right?
Yeah, mortgage.
5 years,
Oh no,
3 years.
25 to 30 years.
Oh, that is amortization. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the term.
Oh, oh, you're talking about rental return?
No, no, no. The term, the mortgage, there are a few. Amortization is take how many
Mm.
years to pay off,
Yes.
and the terms is like you lock in the interest for how many years.
Ah,
Sometimes they lock in the interest for 3 years, 5 years, 1 year open.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Canada is 4 point something, right? So you lock
Mm-hmm.
in for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So before it was only 2%, 2.5. Now it's
Yes.
4. It went up. So people are screaming. Like if you are looking at $1 million mortgage, it's a lot of money. It went up
Yes.
double. So this is what people, we need to know what kind of value they are looking for, and what kind of cash flow that they
Mm-hmm.
are looking for. And also sometimes we talk, another term is the leveraging, right?
Yes.
Leverage is like some people, they come in, they say, oh, I have cash, $1 million, I'll buy the house for 1.5 million. I say, okay, I give cash, then it's fine. But some people, they say, no, I want to buy 3 properties, I have $1 million, but I want to pay only 300, 300, 300 here, and they have to loan 2.1 million because it's 1 million a property.
Mm-hmm.
So not every bank will loan you the money, because you have to see what kind of leverage people uh, mentality is different. I've seen some people from my client from China, they just immigrate here, and they have like $1 million, they want to buy 3 or 4 properties. And I
Okay.
look at them, I say, one property is 1 million, 1.5 million. You know what they tell me? They say, yeah, but I'm allowed to put 10%.
Mm.
Canada, you're allowed to put 10%, provided you get good job,
Mm.
you got good credit, and your own stay. You live in there, right? They don't understand. So we have to educate them. We have to talk to them. So this is what leverage comes around. We have to educate people that they cannot think that I want to come here buy 5 factories. They cannot do that. The leverage is like, what is your purpose and do from there. Okay, to make
Yep.
a little bit short is like, new construction versus existing property in Canada. Okay, so new construction, you don't know. Usually, new construction, they tear down some of the old one and they put it up. So the cost would be more expensive compared
Yes.
to the old one, right? So
Yes.
again, the charge development levy, government always charges the development levy. So push down the building and they put it up, they charge you an arm and a leg. So this is additional cost, right? And this is what happened. Most people, I would recommend them, hey, buy the existing building. Later on, when you are rich, you have money, you push it down yourself and then you do it. But again, some people, they don't like old building. They say, hey, I want a new building in Canada. We can find that too, no problem.
Yep.
But of course, the cost will be more. So that is part of it. And then the existing one is more convenient because everything is around, right? You got
Yes.
hydro. Hydro means electricity, right? Canada, we call hydro. Like Malaysia, they call
Okay.
electricity, right? And then
Yes.
water, and then Canada, everything is covered. We don't have a monsoon drain,
Mhm.
right? Malaysia, you get all
Yeah.
the
So yeah, we have
monsoon
monsoon
drain, you
drain.
can fall into it. But Canada, everything is
Yes.
covered. So this is called the sewer pipe. So they cover everything underground. So everything is there. If you go to a new area, you have to pay for it. A developer will have to charge you for that. So those are
Okay.
all additional costs, right? So
Yes.
so again, people who wants to invest in Canada, you have to think of certain things, and then also there's also more indirect investment in real estate in Canada. You can buy real estate investment stocks, right? You can
Yeah.
think of buy mutual fund and go from there.
Yeah.
So, of course, before you come to Canada, you make sure that you have a good credit score in Malaysia. Don't say that, oh, you file bankrupt and then you want to come here. Is Canada will track you down and check if needed. You might have to get a credit report from Malaysia and to do this thing here. So
Yeah.
that's the basically thing. But most people would think like for general people that your son is coming to come to school, you can invest because your son will be living in there, and your son will don't have to rent. They can always after you own a house, you put under your son name. Your son can put say, hey, I own a property or my dad owns a property in Canada. Then their merits go up, their point system goes up.
Mm.
Yeah, Danny. Any questions?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you actually sum it very well, like because from what I learned from your session is that Canadian government, they actually take care and make sure there's no bubble around, like how Japan back in 1970s, they have their real estate bubbles, and also it's a very warm welcome from the government too, for foreigners, like to
Mhm.
invest in business, real estate. Yeah, I think for me personally, I think that Canadian is more one of the right choice to go into that. It's a
Oh,
very stable economy right now, and of course,
yes.
what during the pandemic, I believe that the Canadian team shares to me too, like the rental and also the housing actually went up.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people is still looking forward into Canada, which is a
Yeah,
very good thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
because now you're talking some of the area, the property didn't go down. Some of the
Hmm.
area, when you see Chinese concentration of
Yes.
school,
Yes.
very good school, high school, means secondary school. Here
Hmm.
we call high school, right?
Yep.
Secondary school like Form 1 to Form 5. We call it grade 8 to grade 12, right?
All right.
So once they go grade 9 to grade 12, that means they're form 3, form 4, form 5, right? So same equivalent, and then those are the things that they prepare to go to university. So the school is very important for them to get good grades and to go to University of Toronto or any university in Canada. So if their grades is no good, they cannot come to U of T. They have to go to some other smaller university, right? So
Yeah.
again, Chinese is very focused on child's education. So wherever that you see a good school, you see, like my daughter went to a school in this area, is number fifth in the whole of Canada.
Mhm.
And then you have the standard of the school. They have the score for the school.
Yes.
Number one, number two, number 1,355. This school, you know, they will tell you. In Ontario is a province just like Malacca or Negri
Mhm.
Sembilan, right? So Ontario is one of them, and then they say, okay, Ontario number one, but the whole of Canada is number five. So
Okay.
this is how they grade their system by a public university. Is Simon Fraser who doing all this survey, and they get all the students' results and they compare. So it's
Ah.
just like what they do. Their some of the students they do their masters and they use this kind of a system to calculate and see how
Mhm.
to go from there. I hope Malaysia should have this kind of thing, but I hardly hear it, right? Only
Yeah.
and all those, but we Chinese don't get lots of chance to go there. Non
Mhm.
Malay, right? Unless you're Malay, you
Yes.
get to go into those university. However,
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very good investment opportunity here. And Danny, you should come up here and see for yourself.
Of
And
course, definitely. Yeah, I've been
yeah,
working with the Canadian team for the past 2 years, since beginning
yes.
of the pandemic.
Hmm.
And of course, I'm so proud that, I'm part of IQI. And because, during different sessions, we can talk about different things and we learn from each other. Of
Yes.
course, yeah, Canada is one of the top choice for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to set up a very good, IPC team, right? International partner
Yes.
team, and then we can because now the good thing is Canada is open, very
Mm-hmm.
open to new immigrants, and they
Yep.
open up to the educational system. Let's say for you, Danny, if you think, oh, I might be too old, actually, it's not. You can come
No.
here and go
Yeah.
to school. You just
Mm-hmm.
registered. You want to study administration or real estate investment. You come here. You go for 1 year of schooling, no matter how old you are, because we do not discriminate on age,
Mm-hmm.
sex, and race.
Yep.
So you can go to any university or any college, just register, and then after 1 year, you can apply. So you can apply to IQI Canada here, and then we hire you, and you become working. So this is
Yeah.
one way of system that can lead you there because you come here to
Yes.
study real estate in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. So
Yeah.
a lot of
And
people
also
do
the
that.
perks of joining IQI too.
Yeah. So again, if you have children, say, okay, I want to send, they are interested in engineering or anything, you can send them after they graduate from or whatever. Just send them over here to
Mm-hmm.
get their college degree in engineering because they have
Mm-hmm.
already a BSc or whatever,
Yeah.
Bachelor of Engineering. They can come here and take a college degree and they still be able because they will teach them all about engineering in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the basis already, but they come for 1 year and then you can
Yes.
apply. If you talk to our immigration specialists, right? She'll give you more
Yes.
information. We have all those. We have
Yes.
bankers. If people wants to invest in Canada, we have bankers from Canada. We can arrange for you. If you want to think that you want to invest in Canada and future migration to Canada, we have our immigration guy or ladies to be here
Yes.
giving you all information, and we have our immigration lawyer as well. So the lawyer will do all the paperwork if needed, right?
Mhm.
So it's all there for you. So
Yeah.
any audience that are interested who are looking at this, doesn't matter where you're from, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Drop us a comment, and also you feel free to inbox us on our Facebook page.
Yes,
Yes. And
that's
of
good.
course, yeah. Well, our time's going up. Well, thank you so much, Ray, for the sharing. Every time that I have a session with you, right, I actually learn a lot, on not only Canada, it's about like not only in Canada real estate, it's also like today we talked about, investing in business. How
Yes,
can you duplicate? Well, I'm pretty sure that our audience will be glad to see you soon again, Ray.
yes. Anytime,
Yeah.
my friend. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, for our audience, thank you so much for joining us. Our international prop chat is every Wednesday and also Saturday. Okay. Wednesday, 3 p.m. Malaysia time, GMT plus 8. And of course, this month, we're focusing on Canada. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Ray, thank you so much. We need to meet in Malaysia and then, just share how can we proceed, and with
Yeah, if
helping more
anybody
people.
wants to know more about Canada, I'll be in Malaysia in December. So,
Yes. We can
yes.
set up a meeting together in
Yeah,
our
set up,
office.
and then anybody interested, maybe me, Danny, we can have a
Yes.
session, just a 2 hour session. I will be there, answer any questions.
Yes.
That'd be a good time. I
Yeah.
love to meet people in Malaysia who is interested in
Mhm.
properties or in anything about Canada, migration and
Yeah.
life. I do a lot of live talk too,
Yeah.
right,
And
in Canada.
and and also because Ray is a Malaysian
Yes,
previously, right? So you have the story of, from Malaysia to Canada.
right.
So yeah, is so thank you so much for this session today, Ray.
Okay.
Well, okay, thank you so much, our audience, and we'll see you soon in our next IQI International Prop Chat. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.